Sometimes it gets hard to live for God. And you get this idea that maybe it was better living in the world. It was better before you met God. And you start to look back. Remember, that's what Lot's wife did. And she was turned into a pillar of salt. Never look back. In Ezekiel chapter 16, the Bible says, Israel, you're like this. Your father was an Amorite, your mother a Hittite, and you were born and your cord wasn't even cut. And you weren't washed with water in verse 4. No salt was put on you and no one cared for you. In verse 5, you're put into an open field. No one cared for you. I walked by the open field in verse 6, saw you wallowing in your blood, and I said, live. You were naked and you were bare and you started to live. I gave you food. Verse 8, I covered your nakedness. I said, you're going to be mine. I married you. I bathed with water and I put oil on you. I put fine leather on you and fine linen and silk, bracelets and wrist bracelets and on your neck, necklaces and a nose ring and earrings and a crown and gold and silver. Verse 15, but you trusted in your beauty. You took your garments and you made a shrine out of them. You played the whore. You sold the gold and silver and you made images of men. You sacrificed your sons and daughters and devoured my children. You played the whore, verse 26, with Egyptians and with Philistines and the Syrians, and still you weren't satisfied. Verse 29, you played the whore with the Chaldeans and you weren't satisfied. He says you're a brazen prostitute. Verse 32, verse 33, men give gifts to prostitutes, but you gave gifts to your lovers, bribing them to come to you. So it's like the reverse of prostitution. You were the prostitute and you paid the John. He says, Israel, this is you. For 400 years you were in slavery and I found you. I brought you out of slavery and then I took you for 40 years through the desert. Finally, we conquered the land of Canaan together. And for 800 years, we had this great kingdom. But during this time, I was protecting you. I gave you a temple. I gave you a priesthood. And you kept going after other gods over and over and over again. And yet, this isn't just Israel. It's us. Where were you when God found you? Lost, in sin, guilty, dirty, really headed toward hell and deserving of hell. And God found you and gave you new life and a new destiny and a purpose for living. He explained to you the reason for living and everything about life you begin to see. And then things get tough and you say, maybe it was better before. Jesus said, whoever puts his hand to the plow and looks back is not fit for the kingdom of heaven. Don't look back. It's never better in the world. It's always better with God. The truth is, we have a real enemy, Satan, the enemy of your soul who hates you. His goal is to get you to go back. He's a liar and the father of lies. Jesus says to the Pharisees, you're of your father the devil, and the lust of your father you will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and he doesn't abide in the truth. When he speaks a lie, he speaks his own native language, for he's a liar and the father of it. Don't believe those lies. Never look back. Always look up and say, Lord, I'm following you no matter what place you're in today. Maybe you're anxious, maybe you're depressed, maybe you're feeling like betrayed. Whatever you're feeling, don't look back, look up.